All right, it is the DraftKings or the podcast over under 985. I think we're still sponsored.
Yep, still sponsored by DraftKings.
All right. Well, there we are. We are here, and it is the national championship. Are you ready? You better get a nap in, Dan. It's going to be a 9:30 Eastern tip-off tonight. So we're 3.5 hours away.
That's right.
It's going to be a long one.
All right, so just getting settled here. Unfortunately, I was a few minutes late getting going, so I forgot the bell over here. But this is going to be an awesome game. It's the game that we all wanted earlier in the season. We didn't get. Now we're going to get it. I was not going to lie. I was rooting for UCLA in the prior game. Let's just review the Final Four, UCLA Gonzaga. I mean, that was maybe, in my opinion, that's a top 5 game of all time. It was overtime game, going to double overtime, and you had Jalen stacking a ball in with 30 seconds left, whatever. It was awesome, dude. It was one of the best games I've ever seen, ever that I've ever watched live. And it was super fucking cool to watch that game. It was a great game. The Baylor game, in my opinion, was pretty boring. It was over in the first half, and I think you nailed that side completely. You were all over Baylor. You like that side. You nailed that. I took
the total too.
Yep.
The free throw with 2 seconds left put the game over.
Yep. You also had UCLA to cover the 14. That was a great pick. My only pick of the day was the under. That obviously did not go super well. Of course, the game goes to overtime.
Overtime too. So.
It would not have mattered. It was a bad play on the total. But anyways, it was cool watching that. The Final Four. It was interesting watching Twitter and all the bookmakers talk about Houston, and then Houston wasn't even close into the game. People were, really, it's one of those games where you see everyone on, all the bookmakers and all these people stumping for Baylor, right? And all the sides stumping for Baylor. Usually that's when you want to go the other way. Usually, they're trying to convince you to do something or, jump on a side with them they think is going to ultimately lose. And it was surprising to see Baylor just absolutely dominate that game. I mean, that game was never close. They dominated from the start. Outside of Marcus Sasser, I thought that Houston was trash, and Baylor was awesome. So, Joe, you were awesome. You nailed both picks Saturday. I want to get your opinion to start this off because I want to know what you think is going to happen in this game tonight. Forget about PPs and all that stuff. What do you think is going to happen? Then we can kind of dive into the game a little bit more. But what do you think is going to happen tonight with the spread 4.5?
Well, let me just get into the Baylor game against Houston. People can't discredit what Baylor did. They are a 3-point shooting team. Exactly what we said on Saturday. A 3-point shooting team that is better than Oregon State, that can run in transition. And that's exactly what they did. Between Teague, between Mitchell, they have 4 or 5 dudes that can score, legitimately score. They look scary, Dan, and I'm going to tell you today that I think they have a shot at being national champions. It comes down to this. Gonzaga is a team of destiny. Gonzaga is one of the greatest teams of all time. They just hit a bank shot against a UCLA team that took them to the brink. They had a star, magnificent player hit a shot at the end of the game remember Gordon Hayward, same exact shot years ago. Say what you want. One went off the bank and went in. This one, no, you know what I'm saying? Hayward's didn't. I'm just telling you right now, Gonzaga is a team of destiny. I'm afraid to go against them. But it's so funny. I tweeted it out. I said, hey, could Gonzaga have weak legs? Could they have partied too much? Could they be too confident? Overconfident with this win? I said it out loud. And my wife, who's not a sports fan by any means, goes, weak, tired legs. These kids are in their 20s and 19 years old. So she laughed that off, and not even a fan. So you know what? I might double down now.
Wow.
I think Baylor is a live dog tonight. A live dog. I haven't made a pick yet. I've done the Joey Murr math, which we'll get into in a little bit here, but how can anyone not think Baylor's a live dog here? Everyone's going to be on Gonzaga. The line went from 5 to 4.5. The total's through the roof tonight.
Let's talk about those numbers right now. 38,547 tickets tracked currently at this time. 51% of the spread bet is on Baylor. 53% of the money line, 51% of the tickets are on Baylor. 53% of the tickets are on the money line. Only 39% of the money on Baylor on the spread. 56% of the money on the money line. The total, we're seeing a 50-50 split in terms of the total. The tickets right now, a little bit to the over, 53 to 47, which is not uncommon. Books almost always need the under in games like this, situations like this. That's not anything super new. I've been trying to get some information. I'll let you know if Dave Mason tweets anything out. But I mean, my feeling is that sites like Bet Online and Vegas Books will likely very much need Baylor tonight. That is my guess. As far as I saw yesterday, there was a lot of money on the over and a lot of money on Zaga. But I do think that both, it's going to be pretty good here. I do think that it's going to be books are going to end up needing Baylor and the under. I think they'll need the under much more than Baylor. I think you're going to end up seeing a pretty good split, a 50-50 split of tickets. Now, personally, I Gonzaga ticket at plus 650 that I hedged out of, and so I make more money tonight if Gonzaga loses. I got to be honest with you, I don't think I have no idea what side to take in this game, Joe. And the one thing I feel confident, I have a prop bet tonight, which is not common, but for me to give out props, but I have a prop bet tonight that I like very much. And so I'm gonna go that route. I want to break down this game, and obviously we're gonna have Tuck Silva on from 98.5 The Sports Hub. He's gonna talk Masters with us. Masters are coming up this week. Huge fucking week in terms of just everything that's going on with sports, which is awesome. I mean, we have this game Thursday, I believe, or is it Friday? I think it's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Okay, so we got Masters Thursday. We have, the championship game tonight. Baseball is already underway, even though the Red Sox haven't decided to wake up yet. Baseball's been pretty good so far. It started off a little slow for me, but I've been heating up and starting to do pretty well. Baseball, I've made a little bit of cash so far. This is one of the best sports weeks in, I don't know, Joe, this is one of the best sports weeks all year, right? I mean, you get the national championship game, you get the Masters, baseball is going on, the NBA is going on, and NHL is going on. Like, the trade deadline's coming up in the NHL, which I guess is probably not a huge deal for most people, but to me, this is one of the best sports weeks, all year. So I'm kind of enjoying it. We will, Connor, I appreciate your comment there. We'll get to the Masters. We'll have Tuck Silva on, and we'll discuss that. But Joe, I kind of want to back to doggy. When you look at Gonzaga and you look at what their roster does, right? You look at obviously Drew Timme, Corey Kispert, Jalen Suggs. A lot of the people forget about Joel Jai and Andrew Nemhard. Nemhard had a huge three in that UCLA game.
They can run 2 point guards late in the game that Baylor can do as well. So, but that, yeah, you mentioned that shot that he hit. That was a huge shot. Transfer from Florida, right?
Yep. So here is my question. we know Baylor's lack of size, right? We know that Baylor has a lack of size, and we saw what happened with Drew Timme and his ability to take advantage of some of the UCLA lack of size. What do you think Baylor does in terms of defense to slow Timme down? Because I'll tell you right now, I think that there's a chance that we see Timme struggle a little bit. I'm dynamic, and I'll give it out a little bit, but what do you think Baylor does defensively to slow down Drew Timme? Because I feel like he was the guy that got them past UCLA. I know Suggs hit the shot, but Timme was the most valuable player in that game. He was the game plan for Gonzaga, and I just kind of want want your thoughts on with the lack of size of Baylor. Does Timme have the same type of game tonight?
Yeah, and Dan, I should probably ask you, I don't know how your service is looking right now, but you're cutting in and out a little bit. I don't know. Okay. You look good or no? I don't know. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine on my end.
All right, we'll keep going. So I mentioned this on Saturday. Someone needs to send a message to Timme early on. He was out fucking standing in that game. I hate him. I fucking hate him. I can't say he's so good. He's so fucking good. And he's like double teaming dudes and stealing him, fucking fast breaks. The balls of the game. The onions, as Bill Raftery would call it. 7 seconds left in the fucking game, and Johnny Juzang drives to the hoop, and that motherfucker steps up and takes a charge with 4 fouls.
Really good play. Really good play by Timme.
Balls on that guy. Like, I hate him, but I know he's good. Do you know what I mean? He's like he's now the villain, man. Jalen Suggs is the hero, while, Mitchell and Teague and all these guys are now the underdogs. So you ask, what do? I got 2 names for you. You ready for this?
Yep.
Flo Thamba. All right, there's one. And my man Jonathan Chachmawachum Chachu. Oh wow. Whatever his name is.
That's a lot.
All right, those 2 big dudes, they are going to have to play well. Like, they're going to have to get a good game from Jordan Turner, right? They're going to have to. Like, they're just they've come down to it at this point. What Baylor does well, and you mentioned their size. Davion Mitchell's a point guard that's 6'2". Like, that's what he is. Maceo Teague is a 6'4" shooting guard, and dude, he might be one of the best. I don't know. Him, Kispert, like, it's down the middle, dude. Maybe Kispert's a little better, but Maceo Teague, what he can do in transition for threes is absolutely outstanding. Matthew Mayer's another dude that can do some things here. With Jared Butler, like, they're small, dude. Those are their 3 guards. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go with Mark Vital as well, who's like I hate to use a Grant Williams analogy, right? But, like, that's what he is. They're going to need Flo Thamba to play well early on. And you know what? Let Timme do his thing. Stop Jordan Suggs. Don't let Kispert play. Ayayi, is probably going to have the biggest impact in this game today because he's going to have the scoring opportunity. But for me, this is a Davion Mitchell takeover. I know Suggs, what I would try to do is do something a little different here. Run that wing pass and cut that they do. Try to get those open threes. But, dude, if Jalen Suggs tries to double down like he did against UCLA, you remember the plays? He tried doubling in the down. They got it back to fucking Jay Zing. Jay Zing hits the fucking 3. If he's going to do that in this game, Baylor's going to knock down threes, and they're going to be behind early on. So I think this is one of those games where we talked about this. Baylor's been the one team that had some slow starts, right? They have Villanova. Their first, like, that's what it comes down to. For me, if Baylor can get out early, and Dan, again, Gonzaga covered a first half total. So there's a couple of things I wanted to just bring up before we give out our picks. I want to look at what the total is for the team totals first half, Gonzaga, because it's been hot. the over total first half, and then obviously this prop bets. Who will be the player of the year, right? Like that's one of them I think we should take a look at because Timmy, I think, is leading the run right now. Who else is in it? Oh, and then there's some other props on Davian Mitchell. There's a ton of prop bets out there tonight as well. But the more I look at it, Famba early on and Ncaa, they're going to have to play Timmy tough. Get Timmy in foul trouble. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, so I mean, let's discuss the first half first. First off, the spread is 2.5. Gonzaga's 2.5 point favorite in the first half. Money line minus 165 plus 135. The total in the first half is 76. Very much down to the juice to the under. So right now you're getting a minus 120 on the under 76. You may end up actually seeing a 75.5 pop in the next little bit. The team totals: Baylor 36.5. Over 36.5 is minus 130. Juice to the over. Under 36.5 is even. Gonzaga over 39.5 is even. Under 39.5 is minus 130. Juice to the under, as we talked about earlier. So a bunch of very, very clear where people are standing. Before I get your thoughts, let me grab the old bell, which I forgot to do. So let me grab that, and we'll start getting the picks going. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on in the first half. Obviously, I talked about not betting the Gonzaga first half team total, and it go way over. So I kind of want your thoughts while I'm gone over here, and I'll come back and you can come.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So again, the line right now is Zags minus 4.5 versus Baylor, and we just mentioned that the first half team total for Gonzaga is 39. That may be a little too high for me. I don't know if I can touch that at 39. I'm actually a little concerned there at 39. See, I don't know. So I'll give you my Joey Mer math, but I don't know if the teams hit 40 in the first half. Now they did against UCLA, right? So should we? I mean, you have to think it's probably that kind of a pace of a game.
I mean, would you want the first half split? I can give you the first half split right now in terms of bets. We're seeing Baylor getting 73% of the spread bets in the first half at plus 2.5. Gonzaga just 27% of that first half bet, but the money is on Gonzaga. They opened at 2 first half. They're at, so they actually opened at 2 on Bookmaker. They're 2.5 minus 105 now, getting 65% of the spread money. So it does look like the Gonzaga first half is a bit sharp. In terms of the money line, we talked about Baylor getting 67% of the spread bet. But Gonzaga getting 60% of the money line first half money. In terms of the over-under, which is the big one, 72% of the tickets are on the over 75.5. However, just 16% of the money on the over. The sharps heavily on the first half under, 28% of the bet, but 84% of the money. So we are seeing definitely a sharp position on the first half under. It opened at 76.5 at Bookmaker. It's down to 75.5 most places now. We just talked about the 76 is juiced to the under.
What would you do here? Like I've been riding the over. It's been money. Like I shouldn't even look at the number, dude. I should just be betting over. I see 39 there. I'm concerned, dude. I'm thinking about going under.
I mean, I lean me personally. I lean Gonzaga first half, just based upon the way that everything's gone.
The team total though, like 39 over.
I mean that is the way that I think. I mean, that, at least me personally, like that's the way that I would go. So
it's been so money. I mean, it's been. I want to say, dude, that it's been 4 or 5 games in a row now. I've hit that. I think it's 4 games I've hit that.
I mean, yeah, that does make some sense. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying, like, I think that's the way that I would go. Would be Gonzaga first half if I'm betting that.
Ooh, so 39, you would go over. And the total again for the first half?
Let me see what I can grab here. 76 at some places is juiced up. We have 75.5 at others.
So a 40 to 37 is 77.
Yep.
Damn. Oh man, we got ourselves a high total tonight, Dan.
It is. Yeah, I mean it certainly is. This is a game I think I'm going to stay away from the total, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I look more at prop bets tonight.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about how sharp these lines are, which is surprising because in the Final Four they weren't sharp at all, right? I mean, Baylor destroyed Houston. That game was not close. And Baylor, and Gonzaga didn't come close to covering versus UCLA. I will say the only thing that did get close was the Houston total in that game. That game got very close in the total. But just in general, I think this is just a game I don't really want to touch anything of. I think that I think I know what side I would go with. I don't think I'm going to have anything in the total. I think I'll have something on the prop. So obviously we've been going on about this now for, how long have we been talking about this now? 20, 25 minutes. Who you got, Joey Murr? Who you got? What you taking? What are your picks on tonight's game in the national championship?
Whew. So I did my math. And
Joey
again,
Murr math.
the Joey Murr math is not my pick. It's just what I calculate. I have Gonzaga winning 84 to 77, which would put the total at what? 161, which is slightly over, right?
Yep.
And Gonzaga covering.
Pushing. 84-77. Yes,
3 and 4, 7. So
yep.
I think that Baylor hangs around, Dan. I really do. So I mean, I guess if I'm gonna have to give it, what's that?
You have Gonzaga covering.
Yeah, Joey Murr math has Gonzaga covering. I did this before, right? I faded the national champion, right? It didn't work out.
Yep.
Give me Gonzaga -4.5.
PP?
Yeah, I got to do it.
All right.
And the thing about it is, dude, I think Baylor's got a legit shot here. I do. They're gonna hit threes, dude. Like, I don't know, can they match their threes? That's really what it comes down to. And I don't know, like, I just feel like they're not gonna let Timmy run around there. But who's deeper too? Like, who's a deeper team?
I think Baylor's deeper.
Yeah, me too.
In terms of the actual depth, which is shocking when you talk about this Gonzaga team that goes so deep. When it comes to Timmy, Kispert, Suggs, Ayayi, Nembrod. I mean, even Aaron Cook's been getting some run recently. Anton Watson is another guy who's gotten some runs. So I mean, they go relatively deep. They go 7 deep there. But Baylor, I mean, in my opinion, they're a much deeper team. I don't think it's very much of a question. To be honest with you. I agree. I'm not going to PP it, but I very much like Gonzaga. I like Gonzaga first half as well. If I was going to take anything in that game, I think that is the way that I would go too. Joe, you talked about, who would you take as, a pick for most outstanding player of the tournament? Right now, you see Drew Timme. He's -150. I'm sure you can find some better lines on that. I honestly have not line shopped that anywhere. So
where's Jalen Suggs? He's got to be in there.
So Jalen Suggs second at +110. Davion Mitchell of Baylor +400. Jared Butler of Baylor +650. Joel Ayayi of Gonzaga at +800. Corey Kispert at +10-1. And Massimo T, at 35-1.
Okay, yeah, I got you here.
Yeah.
So I would say Timme, Suggs, Mitchell. That's it.
I wouldn't bet. If Gonzaga wins, I think it's going to be Timme. I think if you want to take a shot on Baylor +4, or Mitchell +400, I think that would be the good way to go if Baylor does win. Even then, I still think there's a good chance that Timmy ends up winning it. So it's probably going to be something that I'm going to personally avoid. Me personally, I think at this point, you've already missed the boat for trying to get on that. I will let me give out a play on the game though, and it's going to be, I guess, against the grain. Give me Drew Timmy under 21.5 points in the game tonight at even money. So I'm taking Timmy under, and again, we talked about it. Let me go into why. I do think that Timmy is going to be the focal point of this team, but as you kind of said, when UCLA finally started going at Timmy, he got in foul trouble, and I do think that Baylor is going to be smart enough to want to take him out of the game that way. If I'm Baylor, yes, there's going to be a lot of wide open threes. Yes, I'm going to be shooting the ball if I can, but I'm going to be driving. And what was successful against teams like Villanova, who I think is more comparable than a Baylor, is driving, spinning, laying it in. And I do think that is going to be something that Villanova can do, something that Baylor can do, as they did against Villanova. So I think they're going to go at Timmy, and I think it's going to be, man, I know it's a little crazy, and yes, it's definitely contrarian, but I do think that Timmy will, in terms of points, is going to struggle a little bit. So give me the under. That's going to be my bet for tonight.
All right. I'm going to go one more. I've been riding it hard, Dan.
Okay.
I'm going under team total 39 Gonzaga.
39.5. You want to lay the juice?
Oh, the under, what is it?
Minus 130.
Oh, how do I fade that and eat that? Let's do it. Under 130. Under.
Okay.
All right, I'm putting this in right now.
There you go. You got 3 picks. 3 picks from us in the championship game tonight. Let's see. What time is Tuck Silva going to join us?
Tucker's going to join us in 3 minutes.
Awesome.
I think the one shining moment should be good. Something that we didn't get a year ago. If I asked you what was the play of the tournament,
it sucks. It's not even a question. It sucks, and I don't think it's even a question, in my opinion. It's absolutely sucks, and it was awesome, dude. I mean, that game, again, talking about that game, watching that game, awesome. There was one of the best games I've ever seen. Back and forth game. Rooting for UCLA the whole time. Rooting for the underdog. But, I mean, honestly, just an awesome game. I think everyone who watched it enjoyed the shit out of it. I don't think that there's anything else you can say about that game, Joe. It was just awesome. It was a great game start to finish.
One thing we didn't mention. Who wins the coaching matchup in this one?
It's a good question. I think it's probably Mark Few. He's so making it, just having his team be consistent night in, night out about everything they're doing. So to me, I got to give it to Few. I think that he's consistently created a dynamic with Gonzaga where they are always consistent, always know what to do, and it feels like they're always making the right decisions. So yes, give me that. And yes, Jordan, I understand. Don't you think Suggs gets a look for MOP? But no, I think that Timmy, despite the fact that Suggs made the shot, Timmy was the most outstanding player in that game. And I think that tonight it might have to be through some other guys. So if you want to take a chance there, I'm looking at Timmy and I'm looking at Davion Mitchell. Those are the 2 guys I'm looking at tonight if you still want to go most outstanding player of the tournament. That's the way I'm going.
I think that overall, and I hate to admit this and I hate to say it, I think Drew Timmy has been the most important player in the tournament.
Yep.
I fucking hate him.
Tell me how you really feel.
Hey, guess who's joining us right now?
All right. Who is it?
His name is Tucker Silva.
What up, Tuck?
Hey, what's going on? What's shaking?
He's a golf guy. Did you know that?
I enjoy watching golf and I play golf.
Yeah, for those
I
who
guess
don't
that
know,
makes me a golf guy.
you're a golf guy. Tuck is also our usual producer on the Saturday morning show. Not all the time, but usually on the Saturday morning show of the DraftKings Over Under 985 show. Tuck, obviously, we just kind of talked about the tournament, the game tonight. First off, any thoughts on the game tonight at all? Do you even give a shit?
I give a shit. It's just I'm usually tucked in bed by 9:15, 9:30.
Oh, so you're one of those guys.
I'm up at like 4:45, 5 a.m. and I'll watch the highlights the next day, pretty much.
Gotcha. So you're
But-
not.
but
You're not.
I will say that this championship game has me the most excited than in years past, or the past like 5 years or so.
Are you watching it tonight?
I'll watch a little bit of it. Yeah, maybe the first half
Fall
if I can
asleep.
stay awake. Honestly,
What do you think of Drew Timmy?
I feel like he's trying too hard with the Fu Manchu. I know he just gives me those vibes, kind of like douchey. But
Hard
from what I can tell, and I'm not a college basketball guy at all. Like I don't watch it. I'll watch March Madness a ton, but yeah, it's kind of a hard out, Dan, a little bit. Yeah, but that being said, he does seem like he's a legit leader and everything like that. So you got to give him credit for that. But it's just he's kind of trying too hard, if you ask me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we got the Masters.
Yes.
Jordan Spieth off a win in Texas, feeling good.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
I kind of regret not placing a wager months ago if it was even available. It just feels like it's his year. It really does. Ever since I was watching him, back when they opened up in January, it's just like he seems like he's on a mission this year. And I feel like this past weekend in Valero really, I think he's in the zone this year. I really do. I mean, Spieth's not a great driver. Like he's not going to drive it, 350 yards or anything like that. But he is probably the best short game on the tour. And that's the key to Augusta is you got to be an elite putter. You have to have a great approach and chipping, and he's the best on the tour. And I think he's just in the zone. I really do think it's his year.
So, Tuck, let me ask you. Obviously, you're a golf guy. You know how hard it is to win back-to-back tournaments. It's almost never done, right? Which is why Tiger is so special.
Yeah.
Let's say, and I have not, I've not done my my master's research and shopped the line yet. I'm just pulling up what's in front of me. I've Spieth 9-1 here. Okay.
Yeah.
A
lot of people buying into him right now.
Okay, yeah, I found another one. Second place I looked at, he's 11-1. Let's split the difference. Let's call it 10-1, 11-1, 15-1, whatever. Right? What do you think about laying a bet on Spieth? Because I'll tell you right now, just me knowing me and how I operate. Oh, Spieth just won the tournament right before the Masters. Everyone's gonna jump on him.
Yeah.
Another way, I'm fading Spieth in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from because, his odds were better, like I said, a few weeks ago, obviously. And I guess, in terms of betting, it didn't – winning this past weekend, in the warm-up round, essentially, really didn't help his value in terms of his odds, which kind of sucks because I want to bet him outright, but I'm not in love with the value. I mean, if you're second behind DJ and – I just don't see anybody repeating it. It's nothing against DJ. I just think it's, like you said, it's impossible to repeat at the Masters. I'm not in love with the value, so I totally understand why you'd fade Spieth. But like I said, I just think he's had this on his mind for a while. Like the choke on 12, what was that, 3 years ago, whatever it was? I think that's been haunting him for a while. And I just think he's on a friggin' mission this year. I really do. But the value's not great today. No.
Okay, so tell me what you think of. Give me one of your, give me a few guys who you think do have some value in the tournament that maybe aren't Spieth for the guys who don't want to go square, and maybe are guys like me who maybe aren't golf guys, but I don't like to bet winners.
So I mean, for Augusta, you have to really focus on pure iron players. And The first guy I think of when it comes to irons, just a pure iron striker, is Xander Schauffele. He's always lurking. He's always, when Tiger won it a couple of years ago, he was right there. He's just always top 10, top 15, it seems like, at Augusta. And this year he's kind of been a little back and forth and kind of inconsistent and everything like that. But I just feel like he always shows up to Augusta. So I think he's at the list I'm looking at right now. You probably have better up-to-date odds, obviously, Dan, but I see 22-1.
Let me see what I can pull up here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the DraftKings app right now. He's right up there, plus 2,600.
Yeah. I'm seeing 24-1 right now.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. Like I said, he's been a little inconsistent this year. But he's just a pure iron striker. Another guy who's kind of similar to X-Man is Patrick Cantlay. I think he's pretty similar odds. Just another guy who always shows up to Augusta, and he was right there in the thick of things with the Tiger run and a couple of years ago.
Currently going off at 30-1 right now. Cantlay's at 30-1.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Just in front of me is 22, so that's good. Keep an eye on. What's Koepka at right now?
He's plus 2,800.
Let's see.
Yeah. I'm on the DraftKings app. I'll kind of just roll down the list here.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson's plus 950.
Yep, he's the favorite.
And then Bryson DeChambeau's 1150 with Jordan Spieth. John Rahm, plus 1250 with Justin Thomas.
So I kind of learned this morning, actually. Rahm was at the top of my list because he just looks like he's another guy who's in the zone like Spieth, but he just had his first kid on Sunday. I think it was this past Sunday. I don't know how he's going to sleep and manage through that because it's hell that first week, pretty much. Like, I don't know how you're going to compete in the Masters on like maybe no sleep at all. I'm sure he's going to have help and everything like that, but you got to wonder, that's got to be a big impact, obviously. But there was a lot of worry there that, the due date for the baby was actually around the Masters. So people were worried that he was going to withdraw completely. But still, he's still sitting there. I think he's top 5 in terms of odds. But I just, knowing that impact, obviously, I can't chase that. He might be like top 15 or something like that, but I can't bet him outright. Maybe next year for him.
Okay, Tuck, give me a long shot of someone that you think like 50, 60, 70, a long shot of someone who has a chance to maybe be there in the discussion on the final day. Maybe he doesn't win, but maybe you can, hedge out, find a way in some sort of matchup or something that you can hedge out. And, do you have any value that you like in that?
Just looking real quick, in the 30s, I know you mentioned 50s. I'm just kind of going down the list. Colin Morikawa, he showed me some giant balls last year when he won the PGA Championship. Just an unbelievable round. I know he kind of crapped his pants a little bit, but he just won the WGC. What was the one we put one on the drink recently? Genesis, I think it was. But then he came back.
You're talking to guys who don't know golf, so know.
So Morikawa, he won the PGA Championship last year. He's ranked 5th in all of golf right now.
Well, Patrick Reed.
Wait, where is Morikawa? Where the hell is he?
No,
Patrick Reed.
I got him right here on the screen. 3150. Patrick Reed's at 3,500 here.
I'm at the wrong list. Yeah, Morikawa is 5th overall in world golf rankings. Yeah. Patrick Reed's number 10. That's a guy, that's always going to be faded just because of his villain type. But, he's won it once, so I think he's a guy who could easily win again.
Look at these names at the end, though. Tommy Fleetwood, plus 6. Sergio's in there. Louis Oosthuizen. Adam Scott, 7,500. Billy Horschel is plus 9. Bubba Watson, like, these guys all make a run. Matt Kuchar, like, these guys have all made runs. That's why I feel like even if they don't win, Tuck, right? you can bet on all sorts of things. Will they finish in the top
Well, yeah.
5? Can they finish in the top 10? Will they make the cut? Things like that.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, the safest play is probably just to do top 10, top 20, as opposed to outright, because predicting a golfer to win outright is insane. Obviously, the odds are great, and you can throw down 20 to win, whatever it is, over $100 if you play it right or whatever. But and that's what's more attractive to people. They just want to get the outright. But the safer plays are top 10, top 20, something like that. So in terms of that, I love Morikawa. I love Cantlay and X-Man for those types of picks. A long shot who's been pretty hot. He was actually won at Genesis, and he won in a playoff round against Sam Burns, was Max Homa. He's young. He's 24. He's a Cal kid. What are his odds right now? Last I checked, he was 80-1. That seems like long odds for the potential he has.
He's plus 275 to finish in the top 20.
I have him at 100-1.
For outright?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do outright for him, but I think he's a very good value play for like top 20, like Joe said, or
plus 275.
Even top 10 wouldn't shock me, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah, keep going.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. So Tuck, we obviously do PPs on the show. Picks. Give me one or two plays you have for the Masters, so that for the listeners out there, one or two plays that you really like. Top 10, top 20. I don't care, as long as it's not laying massive juice. I don't think it matters. Give me a couple things that you like.
Well, why don't you guys help me out a little bit?
Okay.
What are Ncaa Im for top 10? What's his odds?
Let me pull up the.
I couldn't find it.
And while we're on that, Dan, let me just give you a couple of trends, right? Something I love to do.
Oh boy, the trends.
You and the trends.
Here we go. Some interesting trends for the Masters. 10 of the last 11 winners made the cut the year prior, and 4 of those 10 guys placed in the top 10 the year prior. DJ, Rahm, Brooks, Simpson are the only guys in the field with back-to-back top 10 finishes. Rory has top 10 6 of the last 7 years at the Masters.
Yeah.
So the way that I'm looking at things, if we're looking at the board here, the guys with value for me are Rory, Cantlay, and Reed. Now, remember
when
the Masters
value for what though, Joe?
Based off of the top 10 finishes and
top
back-to-back finishes. Now, the course is going to be faster, right? Last year it was in November.
Yep.
So let's not forget about that. And a lot of these were placements, not tournaments that they won, because things were different this year. So I would just look at things a little bit differently based off the trends. Like, I don't know, Rory, I'd throw some chuckles on him.
So in each of Rory's last 10 Masters outings, he has found himself within the top 5 on the pre-tournament odds boards. And the fun fact is, and this is from Jason Sobel, he didn't win any of those. And he finished 5th last year in the Masters. I don't know, man. Rory just doesn't seem like he's all together the past few years. I mean, he just put one in the friggin' pool in Puerto Rico off the tee. Like, he's kind of all over the map for me. I don't know. He kind of seems like a mental case for me. I don't even know if he's top 10 this year, to be honest.
He's plus 1,900.
So
for top 10, he's plus 1,900.
I mean, to win the thing.
No, he's not going to win.
Yeah, Rory to finish top 10 is minus 105, but Tuck Ncaa Im plus 320 to finish top 10.
I would PP that.
All right, there we go. There we go. Tuck giving out a nice plus 320. Anything else that you like, Tuck?
What was Max Homa
to finish top 10? 6.5.
PP it.
PP it. There you go. Tuck Silva giving you 2 PPs in the Masters this week. Very nice. Tuck, do you have, obviously you have the PP of this. Who do you think ultimately wins the tournament?
I think it's Spieth. I've been telling my buddies this for for months. I was just like, this guy's on a fucking mission. He really is. I just think it's his year. And I know, like you said, the value is, he's definitely lost value in terms of the odds, especially after winning this past weekend. But I call it like I see it, man. I think it's his year. I totally think it's his year. He's out for redemption. He totally is. After that 12th, like a few years back, we put it in the drink. I think it's his year.
All right. There you have it. Tuck thinks Speed's gonna win. Joe, off your trends, do you have
give me Patrick Cantlay plus $2,050. Why not, right? Let's put a couple of shekels on that.
I like Cantlay a lot.
That's one that I'll look at. I'm gonna put some on Rory because why not? Right? He's had some
for top 10.
Well, I like Rory. So if I'm gonna bet, I like see some juice in the top 5 here. Like, I don't know. I kind of like Rory top 5 plus 450. I'd even bet Cantlay 450.
I'm telling you, Joe. I don't know. There's something about Rory this year. I don't like it.
And the other guy was Patrick Reed. He's a guy that I just have had success with. Plus 3,500 if he finishes in the top 5. Give me plus 600 if he finishes in the. You know what? Give me Patrick Reed top 10 plus 300 PP.
There you go. All right, Joe.
That's a hell of a cowbell.
It's a hell of a bell. It's a real thing.
Exactly,
we don't fuck around.
Don't you have the mallet?
Yeah, not anymore. This just this baby.
Oh, okay.
Just this one. Just this one. No, yeah, that's all we got. I got for you guys golf wise nothing. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about what you guys are talking about. I know more about Bolivian soccer than
it's like going to the roulette table and just you just throw it out there and just.
Are there any like crazy props we could look into?
Ooh, hole in one maybe.
Yeah, what's that hole? What's it? 16, I want to say that par 3.
Give me a hole in one. Let's find out. Hold on, I got you right here. Hole in one props.
Masters.
Will there be a hole in one of the tournament? Yes, minus 150. No, plus 110.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like that's just a straight no.
Minus 150. Is that what you said, Joe?
Minus 150, and then the other one is.
Oh, there's no value in that though.
2 or more hole in ones. That has minus 250.
I would just stay away from that. I mean, I know there's been a decent amount of hole in ones on 16.
No. Listen,
I've
bet no hole in one before and lost before I even made it into the fucking show. I did a 7 o'clock toucher and Rich hit, and by the time I walked in, the thing was already over.
Yeah,
I didn't even make it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see the value if it's minus 150. What's the point?
All right,
that surprises me.
Tuck, is there anything good? Any people that you think that maybe there's a little bit of value to miss the cut? Anyone you think is going to suck ass this week that you want to maybe dip a few shekels on because there's usually some good value on guys to miss the cut.
Well, throw me a few names.
How about Phil Mickelson?
All right, Mickelson to miss the cut.
That's got to be like minus 350 or something.
150.
Mickelson to miss the cut is plus 150.
I'd take that. I wouldn't PP it, but I would lean that.
Okay, let's see. Who else? Some other guys. Let's see. We got Matthew Wolf to miss the cut plus 150. Max Homa plus 165. Mark Leishman plus 165. Let's see. I'm trying to find.
What's Finau at? Because he's kind of a mental case this year.
All right, let's see. Finau to miss the cut is plus 400.
Ooh.
Wow, that's some good odds.
What was it a few weeks ago? He let me look it up real quick. He was in the bottom. Oh, the players. He sucked at the players.
Your boy Spieth to miss the cut is plus 500.
No, he's not gonna miss the cut.
All right,
okay. So Tony Finau, he finished 99th at the players. And then at the Valero this past weekend, he finished 79th. Hello.
79th.
That's decent value, man.
All right. What about
38th for the Masters last year?
What about Brooks Koepka? Because we're seeing a lot of chatter on the chat right now about Brooks Koepka. He's not healthy. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Brooks Koepka?
Well, I know he just had a knee procedure. Didn't seem like it was a huge deal because it was like, 3 weeks ago, and he's intending on playing in the Masters. I mean, I don't know, like I feel like any like procedure to your knee is going to be an issue. And now you're talking about starting things back up at Augusta. Like, I don't know. I don't see I like Koepka a lot. I just don't really see it for him. What's he at? 25 to 1 out to win outright.
He is actually off the board right now, which is interesting.
Yeah, he might not play. It wouldn't shock me if he just like didn't play. I know his intentions are there, but again, it's knee surgery. That's kind of a big deal.
All right, here are some other props for you that I think that are interesting. The Big Seven to win the Masters. So would you take this? Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Patrick Cantlay to win the Masters -110, or the Big Seven won't win the Masters at -110.
-110.
Yep. So -110 both sides. Would you take those 7 to win the Masters? You get -110 odds on that.
Yes.
Okay. What about all those to make the cut? Because right now, for all those guys to make the cut is +110. Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Patrick Cantlay. All those guys make the cut +110.
The one guy there I give hesitation on is Rory. I could totally see him just sucking this weekend.
Oh, you are hating Rory. You are so out. I'm rooting for him.
+110, like all those guys, like they're probably gonna make the cut. But the one guy that gives me hesitation is Rory.
Okay, so Tuck, here we go. So we're talking about Rory. Rory McIlroy's finishing position: 18 or better, -110; 19th or worse, -110.
I'd go the other way.
There you go. He's taking McIlroy under 19.
Yeah.
All right. That's our golf talk for the week.
Any other props you got there or no? I like these because I get the brain going here too.
Will there be a will they play extra holes? Will this be a tournament that ends?
Ooh, what are those?
I don't know. I don't have the odds, but
I mean, Joe, you always like the overtime bet in the Super Bowl with Hardy, right?
Damn right.
This is kind of the equivalent to that.
You know what? We got this is a big week for those who really don't know. But obviously, it's the national championship tonight.
Yep.
Masters, and it's WrestleMania week. So
I care about one of those things.
I know, but the Masters is going to end on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So probably end about 4 or 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, it's usually around 6. I want to say.
So there you go.
That.
So like this gives you
it lines up nice. I'll give you that.
This is an appetizer, man, for like a really nice setup of a weekend, dude. The Green Jacket's an interesting one this year. It's a big week for Jim Nantz, right? Gets to give his tie to somebody tonight and gets to call the.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, man. You're coming off of March Madness and the championships, obviously tonight. And then you got to go call the Masters. Like
I'm gonna say no on extra holes.
I mean, what are the odds? Do you have them or no?
I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd lean no, but I'm still curious about the odds on that. But if we don't have them, we don't have them.
All right, Tuck. Here's a nice prop bet for you. The highest score recorded on any hole by any player, over under 9.5.
I go under there.
Oh,
there's no like Bay Hill 17 like where you're just gonna keep putting it in the drink. Really, maybe 12. But 9.5, ooh, that's a lot. I'd go under.
Real quick, I probably should have mentioned this. The winner to play in the final first tee grouping in round 4, yes, -250, no. The winning margin What will the winning margin be for the winner in this tournament?
Last year was insane.
Like, so one stroke
5
is
last year.
So you have 4 strokes or more plus 225, and then a playoff 400.
No, I think this is going to be a tight Masters this year. Last year's Master was like the final 2 days are like kind of because like DJ just kind of ran away with it, and Cameron Smith was kind of just hanging out, and then he kind of choked, and Sung J M kind of roared back.
So you
It
could
was
bet
kind
it
of
right
boring
now.
last year.
You could bet it right now if you think it's going to be wire to wire.
Yes.
Plus 900, $100 gets you 900.
So the winner wins by 1 stroke.
Yeah, kind of like a wire to wire. I think it's within 4.
Plus 900. That's pretty decent odds.
Yeah,
with short money, you know. If you wanted to just dabble on it, sure.
Do it now. $25 get you some change too.
That's not bad. By the way, there are some scattered thunderstorms in the forecast Friday, Saturday, but I feel like that's always the case there. But something to keep an eye on. Maybe a possible rain delay. Yeah. But other than that, it looks decent.
All right, Tuck. We'll have updated odds on Saturday.
Yep.
We get to see how bad we did.
I'll be glued on Thursday and Friday, so
we'll definitely do a master segment or two this weekend. I think that's going to be much needed. Obviously, we'll talk about the game and everything, but I think the Masters is going to be pretty big and pretty important to people this week.
And get ready for WrestleMania odds on Saturday as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Lovely.
Was it Saturday or no? It's Sunday.
It's a 2-night affair.
It's 2 nights.
WrestleMania.
Has that always been?
No, pandemic.
Oh,
no fans, so they got to split it up.
Yeah. Oh well. No. Where's it? Tampa.
Tampa.
All right.
So
I thought it was open in Florida.
Yeah, well, it is technically, but they're trying to take it easy on everybody.
Gotcha.
All right, he's Tuck Silver. We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, fellas. Yep.
Yeah, Tuck. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
All right, we'll remove him. Dan, anything else in the next 3 minutes that you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm all set. We covered the Masters, obviously covered the big game today. I'm just gonna keep posting baseball as per usual. Nothing special. Going small. Finally, tomorrow I'll be going to 1 unit. I want to let you know I'm still gonna be doing videos for baseball at betterthan.vegas this week. So for those who don't know, Joe and I we have a new sponsor, betterthan.vegas, for the podcast. Basically, if you guys haven't been paying attention, you guys have been under a rock. Betterthan.vegas is basically it's a sports betting social video platform area, right? So there's a whole bunch of cappers on there. They post the videos, post their picks, yada, yada, yada. And it's a great way to grow your audience if you're trying to do that sort of thing. Or if you want, you just want some picks, you want to go listen to a guy have a little bit of breakdown, there's a whole bunch of really good guys on that site. I've been putting out videos, did a little video for baseball the other day. I'm going to do one again this week. Maybe tomorrow, Wednesday. I haven't decided. We'll see when I run baseball tonight, what I like, but I'll do another video for baseball over there this week as well. And check it out. Betterthan.vegas. You can find me under Dan Lifshatz is my profile over there.
And one thing I wanted to get into, there was another trade in the NFL today. Sam Darnold's going to Carolina.
Right.
I think it shakes up the draft again. And, we went over a few picks, Dan, this week about like where they land and, over under on players. But at some point, because the 29th's the draft. So we got this weekend's the 10th and 11th. Following weekend is what so like maybe after this week, we'll start hammering the draft a little more. Every week there seems to be a trade or something that happens that shakes things up and may even shake the odds up in the NFL.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there still are not a ton of draft pick odds out or bets out. I think it's a little bit too far, but starting next week, you should start to see some, maybe even later this week. It's possible, but especially starting next week, you're going to start to see a ton of odds kind of pop up there for, over under this first player taken. Always a massive yeah, no, that's the way I'm gonna be looking at tonight, and we'll see what happens. I'm not super excited about it, to be honest with you. So we'll see.
All right, so Zags, Baylor, 9:30 tip-off should be a good one.
Yep.
So that's it for us tonight. We will
it.
post this. I'll download it now, send it to Dan, and then we will get on with our new sports week here. Once again, this has been another edition of the Over Under 985 podcast.
Who you got?